So I've just come back from like a hospital appointment. For many of you know that I've been struggling with fibroids for a good few years now. So it was just really a follow-up on that because they explained to me about my uterus and everything like that and how big they are, and that it was more of a management plan, like what can I do to either shrink them or manage my symptoms. Anyway, long story short, so I thought the reason why I wanted to do this story time is I want to ask, do you ask questions at the doctors? Because it's so important to try and get your head around what they're saying and the different options that they're offering you. So they offered me a series of different pills, medications, injections, and it came out that this one particular medication, she says, I think this is going to be the best one for you at the moment, just to start off light, see how it goes. So it's like, yeah, all right, then we'll do that. She says, do you have migraines? Do you struggle with migraines? I was like, no, I don't struggle with migraines. She says, and she asked me so many times. And then Pele was with me. Pele says, what's the difference between a migraine and a headache? Because then it gets headaches. So I said, yeah, I get headaches. I get headaches around, every month around that time. But that's just part of my cycle. I know it's not a migraine because I've had migraines before, and I know what migraines are like. They are terrible. I literally black out with a migraine. Anyway, she was like, huh? You've had migraines before? I'm like, yeah, not now though, not now. That was in my 20s as a grown adult with kids and everything like that. I haven't had migraines. Oh, and she says, well, you see, because if you've had migraines, it's something to do with the spasms in your brain, and taking this medication could lead to stroke. And so because you've had migraines in the past, you don't want to reactivate any of that kind of situation. I was like, what? So I was like, yeah, scrap that. But Pele fortunately, he was asking lots of questions. But I was like, yeah, I don't know. Migraines, I don't have migraines. So the reason for me coming on and sharing this part of my story is when you go to the doctors, ask questions and give them information, even if it's something that has you think like, oh, I don't have that problem anymore. If it's not an issue and you give them more information, that's better than saying no, I don't have that, because it's part of your makeup. So it's something that could, you could start an issue again with something that you've already managed to deal with. So so I have got this natural herb that I'm taking for fibroids. So I'm just going to carry on with that, and they've just given me management for medication for symptoms if I have them, rather than trying to do anything with the fibroids at this time, because they will shrink in menopause. So that is my little update. I was informed, and I always want to inform others and help others to think about things, especially with the doctors and the pharmaceutical companies, because sometimes there's lots of medications with lots of issues and we're just told to take something. I mean, this nurse was really good. She was very thorough, and she did ask me the questions, but I was very blasé, thinking that it wasn't an issue. So whereas some would just not even bother and just say, well, take this, not taking into consideration your makeup. And I've had this situation so many times over the last 4 or 5 years, from the pandemic really, where you know, we've been encouraged to take different things for different things, and cholesterol and all these, and it's like, no, it's not what my body needs right now. So I'm just helping people to be informed, ask questions, and you know, just make this. Don't be told what to do. Be informed and make the decision. That's what you want to do. So it's really, yeah, it was a wake up for me today to not so laid back and blasé and let your guard down. Yeah, so have a good day, everybody. Anyway, after my long rant, I hope this has helped you. If you find it useful, just leave a message. Or if you've experienced anything like that as well, leave it in the comments. And yeah, see you in the next video. Have a good day. Bye.
Bye.